in a sense, we had one foot in both worlds, because while this show was written and debuted in 1934, it was rewritten in 1964, and the version we're doing was rewritten in 1987 by John Weidman and Tim Krause. And and we were actually had the pleasure of having John Weidman and Tim Krause with us during rehearsals, making little final adjustments. And the list of songs in the shows, while all the songs in our show are from the show, they have been taken out and plugged in and taken out, and there's certain songs that aren't in our version that were in the '64 version. But there is a continuity back to 1934, but in one sense, it's a new show.
Good point. Okay. Any other thoughts?
I think you covered it there, Fred.
Why, thank you, John.
Yes, that was excellent. Well done.
I'm sure Alex has something to say.
I'm sure.
Hey, go ahead.
Sure. I guess it is a new show, but there's things, I saw the show several times when I was in high school because all my friends were doing it, and everyone always does the 1964 version, and our show is new, not only in the sense that different songs have been plugged in, reworked, used differently, but there's an entire character that's different as well, where in the 1964 there's a character of Bonnie, in our show it's Irma. Right. So there's a lot that's changed, but I'd say in our rehearsal process there wasn't anything super drastic at all.
There were a few things added in the New York production throughout rehearsals, like a lot of Irma's lines, she just came up with that whole the whole thing when I knock on the door and sometimes you say the right line and ask who is it. Irma has this whole thing that she's added, this prayer, but you know she's mistaking all these words in the prayer, and I believe she just came up with that in rehearsal one day to fill time. So little things like that they allowed and kept in. I think the big difference with our version, obviously with any version of the show, is the choreography and the dance arrangements and all of that. And they spent a lot of really good time and work coming up with fantastic arrangements and choreography, some of the most exciting choreography I've seen on stage. So I think in that sense it's new as well.